Hey, howdy folks, welcome back to another Bow Disciples video. Today's video, I'm simply in the backyard shooting my bow. I think Nick is going to shoot some as well. And I just shot a 3-pack group at 60 yards. So here is my group. So I was obviously aiming at that orange. So I'm about, you know, whatever that is, 2 inches, probably 2 inches low. But as you guys know, I talked about this before, I'm never really too worried about, I'm not a guy to chase my sights around a bunch and like constantly adjust. So I haven't touched my sights in, feels like years, you know. So I'm not gonna like panic and drop my 60. It could just be something I'm doing. But either way, you know, I always focus on groups, and that's a pretty good group, so we're feeling good. Hunts are coming up, 3D shoots are coming up, and actually today's Mother's Day, so I'm gonna be making dinner for my mom later and having some family time. But in the meantime, shooting arrows and making sure we're sharp and ready for when 3Ds come back and for when hunts come back. So we're gonna have a busy year of hunts and a busy year of 3Ds hopefully. So we'll see you guys in the next clip.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen.
So we got a 50-yard shot here, but I want you to first, maybe while you shoot these couple arrows, why don't you tell us what you switched on your bow a little bit and why?
So I went down to the bow and arrow shop yesterday to get a little tune-up. A couple things we changed up was my draw length. So what I noticed I was doing when I was getting to full anchor, full draw, my shoulder, you know, it wouldn't really sit right on the target, which, you know, I was kind of used to before. So what I was having to do was I was really having to like aim high, the full draw, and then bring my shoulder down and then try and get it as stable as possible to where the pin would just settle right on that target. But, you know, after about 5 shots, my shoulder would just keep dropping. So I talked to Bruce down at the bow and arrow shop, him and Nick, and a couple things that we changed up. Bruce thought my my draw length. I'm rocking a lighter quiver now. I was rocking a quiverizer before, so we got that tight spot. One thing about, I did like the quiverizer. It's aluminum. One thing I didn't like about it though is, I mean, you know, remember when my arrows would just kind of, I'd come to a draw, yeah, even on a hunt before, you know, I came to a draw and they don't have that little set screw right there with the Allen wrench. Yeah. So on that quiverizer, you know, I went to a full draw, you know, on a deer before, and one of these arrows just kind of came right out, and I just had a broadhead just kind of clanking around my quiver. So that was one of the main reasons I got rid of it. And this one is lighter. We adjusted that peep, and instead of 8 ounce that I had up front, we got a 4 ounce now.
So basically, to recap, I would say that you did a couple things to lighten up the bow. So a little lighter bow. I know you increased your poundage of a couple pounds, and you shortened your draw a little bit, all to basically stabilize the front shoulder more, from having the lighter bow, little shorter draw, and even the poundage in some ways will help secure that front shoulder. So that was kind of the goal, and let's see you rip one right now, baby. That's a beautiful view out here in Old Ramona. Got that 50-yard target. Already looks more stable. It looked like your bow was kind of moving less. How'd that feel?
A lot better.
Good.
Yeah, it took a lot of pressure off that front shoulder. So
yep.
Anybody, if you got a problem with your bow, you know, a lot of times, for me, I work out of state, I work out of town, you know, I go on these long trips, I don't really bring my bow, so when I get back, I try and shoot as much as possible. But a lot of times I will say it is me, so I won't really make too many adjustments right off the bat as soon as I start shooting again. But if I do feel like something's drastically off or whatever, I'll literally just text Bruce, or I'll call him, or call the shop and talk to Nick or any one of the guys and be like, hey, look, obviously part of it's probably me, but I think a lot of it could be adjusted to within the bow. And, you know, they really do take their time with their customers. And, you know, friends, whatever, family, and they really kind of go over everything and say, you know what, why don't we try a different weight up front? Why don't we try, you know, instead of 8-inch, why don't we try a 10-inch, you know, stabilizer, just stuff like that. So, yeah, I mean,
I say all the time that, you know, it don't matter what your archery experience is. It could be you're very experienced at archery or have literally no experience, you've never shot. And I've said it a million times on the channel, but I'm always comfortable sending people to the shop, and obviously they are very helpful. And like Nick said, they really do take time with each individual customer.
somebody better. What's up, Big Poppy?
Hey, you know, not much. Like I said earlier, we're here on Mother's Day. It's a beautiful Sunday out, and ooh, my lens is dusty, but that's okay. And yeah, I would like, my buddy gave me this tank top. Shout out to Paul. He has a clothing company called the Stoke Co. And I love a good tank top, you know, especially in the summertime when you're at the pool or the beach and trying to show the ladies the old bicep. Tell you what, the experience feels pretty good today. It does. I've been kind of on and off lately with my bow, but today we're feeling pretty good. Like I said, nice little 50-yard poke here. And yeah, it's just anytime you're shooting a bow in the backyard is wonderful. And like I said, we got things to get ready for this year, so just want to be sure we're ready and feeling good and ready to make it count when the opportunity comes. So I think that's probably pretty much it today. You know, Nick had those bow adjustments and we got Mother's Day's festivities to get to, so it's gonna go ahead and wrap it up. But thank you guys for watching. Be sure to hit the subscribe button. Like I said, we got a lot of hunts coming, a lot of 3D shoots, and it's gonna be an excellent year, so be sure to stay tuned and we'll see you guys then.